Good afternoon. It's not particularly rushed, but we couldn't miss the opportunity of the press being here, obviously for the Macmillan. And this was an ideal time to announce my very good friend, and obviously probably the most famous footballer in Birmingham, is going to be awarded a Walk of Stars on the Birmingham Walk of Stars in Broad Street in Birmingham. Obviously, it's long overdue, but I am, for about the last 12 months, I've been chair of the selection committee, and what I've been trying to do is to raise the profile of the Walk of Stars to make sure that it is an event. So when someone gets a Walk of Stars in Birmingham, they know about it, and everybody else knows about it. The first one I did was in February with Jeff Lynne. Was enormously successful. We had massive publicity, not just in the Midlands, but all over the country. BBC Radio 2 featured Jeff for the whole week, and then when he came here for his award, there was a tremendous amount of press and radio media attention. And so we... Right. I'm not available. Okay. And I was talking to the committee, and we how do you follow Jeff Lynne? And really, there was only one person for me, and that was Trevor. And we think that we will get an enormous amount of publicity for the city, for the Walk of Stars, for the club, of course, and for Trevor. You all know his history. He's been one of Birmingham City's most successful players. You mentioned Birmingham City and famous players. Certainly he's probably the most famous player that's still alive, but he's up there with Gil Merrick and all the other legends. Gary's still alive, isn't he? That's right, I forgot. It's a really well-earned award, because what we're trying to do is to the award goes to people who are born in Birmingham or the area, or have been significantly attached to the area and done a lot for the area. And certainly Trevor has done that. Not only is he known in Birmingham, he's known nationally, but he's also known internationally. And I think he's a perfect recipient for what is becoming a very appreciated award. And that's what we're here today, so hopefully you will spread the word. When we were looking at this, there was, for my money, there was a touch of providence about all this, because obviously we're trying to make each award, we're going to make each award very, very special. And we awarded Jeff Lynne in the brand new library, and we thought there's only one way to give Trevor an award, and that is at Birmingham City's ground on a match day. And I was having a look at the fixtures, and blimey, the 29th of November pops up, and it's Nottingham Forest, which of course is brilliant, because like the two clubs that Trevor's most associated with is Birmingham City, and he was the first £1 million footballer and went to Nottingham Forest. And Trevor in Nottingham is almost as revered as he is here. So it was a perfect game to be able to present Trevor with the award, which will happen. It will be on the pitch, probably at half-time. It may be before the game, but I think half-time looks favoured at the moment. We're hoping that Trevor will lead both teams out on the day. We'll be using the suite the Jasper Carrott suite at the end to do some entertainment, and Trevor has sort of a carte blanche to invite his friends, families, whoever. We're hoping for obviously quite a few famous personalities to turn up, and it will be a terrific event. And the game between Birmingham and Nottingham Forest will be called the Trevor Francis Day. And everyone's so excited about what we can do. We had a great idea about that Nottingham Forest with somebody like, Frank Clark, isn't it? Frank Clark would come and give us £1 to make up the £1 million. But Trevor said it was over £1 million, 1,150,000. Yeah. So that killed that myth, really. But we've got lots of other different things planned. There'll be a question and answer on the day. We're hoping to get Trevor to pop over to Bar 8, which of course was named after Trevor. It's a bit of a shrine over there. So it really will be a memorable day for Birmingham City, also for Nottingham Forest. Everybody associated with the club. It means the supporters can come along and give him, the reverence that he deserves. And we're all enormously excited. Trevor himself has cleared the day, and his commitments to his TV commentary has been put aside. And I know Trevor is incredibly proud. He'll speak for himself. I just think, if we can all get behind it, this will be a terrific day for the city of Birmingham. Thank you.
Just one or two words. I'd like to say that I've had to keep this quiet for the last week, and that's been pretty difficult. I informed my family and one or two very, very close friends, but they had to keep it as quiet as possible because Jasper asked me, and it was a bit of a stupid question when he said, "Would you accept it?" It's like asking me, would I like to play as a youngster for Real Madrid? Of course I would accept it. It's a great honour, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a couple of months away, but time, as you know, passes so quickly. It'll soon come around, and what better opportunity, to celebrate it, but here at Birmingham City. I understand that it's going to be the Trevor Francis Day, and the game is against Nottingham Forest. Does that mean I can organise the result as well? Because I'll tell you which way it would go if I was organising it. No, I'm really looking forward to it, and Birmingham has been a big part of my life. I played here, as you know, for 9 years, managed for 5.5 years, and I would think that almost 50% of my life I've lived in and around the area, starting at the age of 15 when I moved up from Plymouth, and I lived in digs at places like Stetchford, Bordsley Green, and then Nechells, before I moved a little further out to Knoll. I bought my first property off a guy who used to play for Birmingham. You probably remember the name Mike Kelly, the goalkeeper. And I really thought I'd made it then when I had my own property, but I've moved away. You know what my career and where it's taken me. But of course, back in '96, I had the fantastic opportunity to manage the club, and I came back again to live, and that's where I've lived, over the last 18 years. I have, two boys, and they were both born in the area in Solihull, despite the fact that at the time I was playing at Nottingham Forest. My wife came back to Solihull to have Matthew, and James, my youngest son. We were actually living in Italy, but she came back from Italy to have James once again in Solihull. So that gives you an indication of what this area means to me, and also what this award means to me. I'm truly honoured, and thank you very much, Jasper.
Our pleasure.
Any questions for the media, guys?
Yeah. Can we have some questions for myself, or mainly for Trevor, obviously?
Jasper, can I ask you first, what qualities as a footballer would you say Trevor possesses, and also as a person, as you say, that encapsulate sort of the walk of stars sort of philosophy?
One word comes to mind, which is integrity. Trevor has been, his integrity is unquestionable. Whatever he's doing, he puts his whole self into. He's been a close friend for many years, and he is a walking example of what successful footballers should be. He trained hard, he worked hard, he's very loyal, but integrity sums up Trevor Francis. And when he was on the football field, his integrity was such that, I don't know, did you ever get booked? Oh, that's done that one in then.
I got a red card as well.
You got a red card?
It was a mistake, though.
Oh, right. But I mean, he is a shining example of what a footballer should be. And so I think that probably answers your question.
And as you said there, it's the most. You're not going.
Hang on, I thought I'd run out of wood. Oh, it's in here. Sorry, this is messing your... hang on. Oh, it's bloody Prince Charles again. Hang on, that's got rid of that. Sorry.
You said that Trevor's the most famous Birmingham footballer, but his name is also known far and wide, which is good for the city, isn't it?
That's one of the elements that that we now look for when we're awarding stars. When you look back at the people who've got stars, some of them are there, and there was sort of to be no ceremony about it. What I want to do is, when we award a star now, that the people are, bang there for all the right reasons, but we make a fuss. We let people know that these people are getting the awards. And of course, as I said, he's known obviously in the Midlands, he's known in nationally, but he's known internationally. And that for us was a no-brainer why he should get one,
Trevor, if I can ask you again your feelings about this. You've done so much, been awarded so much in the game. I mean, what does this award in particular mean to you?
Well, I think you've probably guessed the way I spoke this now, how excited I am about it. It really is. I mean, I've followed this, the Walk of Fame for a long while, and I've been to quite a few because I've been fortunate that some of my close friends have been awarded this in the past. People like Jasper, Bev Bevan, Tony Iommi, and most recently, Jeff Lynne. And when I've gone along to these, I've often thought to myself, I hope one day this, happens to myself. And, little did I know that back in February, was it, when we were celebrating Jeff Lynne's inauguration, if that's the right word, that it would fall on myself. So I'm very, very excited about it. And, just to endorse what Jasper was saying this now, whatever I've done in life, I've tried to do it with dignity. I like to think that I'm pretty loyal. And somebody stopped me the other day in the street and said, I watch your analysis on the television, and I have to say, you're one of the most humble, people in football that I've ever seen and ever met. And it's only a little comment, but things like that, they hit home to me because, I've never forgotten where I've come from. I was down in Plymouth, where I was born on Tuesday, because I was, honoured there, by the University of Plymouth on Tuesday. It all seems to be happening now. I'm 60. I don't know if there's a reason behind this, but no, my father and my brother and sister. Sadly, my mother wasn't there. She died 2 years ago. They were all very proud, when I was, honoured, by Plymouth University on Tuesday. And, they're now getting very, very excited about the fact that they're going to come to Birmingham and to celebrate what is going to be a great day for myself. But, I'll take it in my stride. I don't ever think that I've become, too big for my boots. I always try and remain very level-headed, and I have to thank my parents for that. I was brought up in the correct way. I know values in life, but football's been very, very good to me, and it's given me a wonderful, quality of life. It's enabled me, to travel. I'm off tomorrow to the Middle East. I'm working with Andy Gray and Richard Keys on Saturday in Qatar. I'll be there for 5 or 6 days, and that's something that I feel a little bit privileged that I've got that opportunity, to go and work in places like that. So I never forget, where I came from. As a young boy, I played football in Plymouth until I was 15, and then 9 years of, happiness here at Birmingham, despite the fact that there were a lot of struggles along the way. There were a lot of great times as well, as a Birmingham City player.
Anyone else?
Jasper.
Yeah.
I just asked Trevor 2 things. I remember very, very vividly you as a 16-year-old scoring 4 goals against Bolton Wanderers. I wondered, first of all, your memory of that game, and secondly, looking at the picture, what's happened to the hair?
I've got a little bit more than Jasper, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not much.
That's tattooed on.
I heard that last night.
Yes.
My memories, actually, quite a lot of people who want to chat to me about football, they seem to get it, well, not drastically wrong, but they get it slightly wrong because they often think that my debut was against Bolton, but of course it was against Oxford United, or if you want to be exact, it was Cardiff, wasn't it, away from home, when I came on as a half-time substitute for the late Johnny Vincent, when there was only one sub allowed in them days. But my home debut was against Oxford and played against the Atkinson brothers. And we know, of course, Big Ron was part of that team, and he often tells people that that day he had me in his pocket. He said, I had one kick. He said, mind you, it was the goal. But the 4 goals against Bolton, I'd like to be able to sit here and run through them, goal by goal, but unfortunately, my memory doesn't allow me to do that, which is rather sad, and there's no videos either, because whereas today, every movement by, you know, the players in the Premier League are filmed. You know, there's never a game that goes by without the cameras being there. That didn't happen in my time. You know, to be on Match of the Day was something special. You know, possibly twice a year, if we were lucky, at Birmingham City to be on Match of the Day. And each game wasn't videoed, so unless somebody's got an old cine camera and a cine tape, if that's the right phrase, of that match, I've got no way of sort of, you know, recalling, you know, I know I scored 4, yeah, but I can't remember how they came about.
I'll talk you through them later.
Really? So your memory's better than mine?
Do you not remember that the free kick was about 40-yard free kick?
No, that wasn't against Bolton. No, that was against Blackpool. I remember that because it was just before that was 1972, and that was just before the semi-final. We were going to play against Leeds at Hillsborough. And Don Revie came along as the Leeds manager to run the rule over us. But he'd actually left when I'd scored that goal. It was from distance. You're very kind to say 40 yards. I think it was a bit less than that, Jasper, but you are prone to exaggeration at times, aren't you?
It's the fisherman in me. You know.
No, there are certain things, of course, I do remember, but I can't recall the Bolton game, the goals. I remember who the manager was at Bolton. Do you remember that?
Manager of Bolton.
At the time? One of the most famous players that ever donned the shirts of Bolton Wanderers Football Club.
Oh, Nat Loftus?
The great Nat Loftus, yeah. And I was replaced about 7 or 8 minutes from the end of the game. I know that because somebody gave me an old clipping of the Argus from 1970. And I had a little look because I was quite surprised. I thought I came off with about 20 minutes to go, but it was in fact 7 or 8 minutes left of the game. And Keith Bowker came on to replace me. And I was told after the match that he missed a couple of really easy chances, which kind of, you know, made me think, God, if only I'd been on that pitch, I may have scored more than 4. But that's being greedy, isn't it?